Hello YouTube, and welcome to the Rebellion. This is Austin from the Pendulum Rebellion, and we're here with a Metalfoe Yang Zing deck profile.
I'm Jordan here. My friend Austin. This is my friend Austin's deck. He's a little camera shy, so I decided to do the deck profile for him. So we'll just get straight into it. We have 3 Jiatu, the best card in the entire deck. This lets you basically, even if you don't open it with how this deck's supposed to function, it doesn't matter. This card's amazing. It lets you basically go into your Voxia plays. It lets you make so many big opening boards starting off.
You said that was the best card in the deck, but there's 3 of them there.
Best cards in the deck. Alright, anyway, moving on. We have 3 Swanee. We just more Yang Zing monsters. Not a bad one. It gives monster 500 attack, which is pretty good. So then we got 3, in my opinion, probably one of the better ones. We're giving effects. 3 Bixie. Gives the monster trap immunity. It's amazing for that. Basically, with the monster being immune to traps, you can just get through anything. You deal with skill drain. Doesn't let your monster get mojoed. I don't know. It's just really good right now. Then we got 2 Chaiwin. We don't want to run too many tuners in here. I think 2 Chaiwins is more than enough. When it goes from the when it's in the graveyard, you can summon it back, but it'll get banished. But it allows you to make so many more synchro plays because of that, as long as you haven't used its other effects that turn. Then we got 2 Bayan. I don't feel like this card's needed at more than 2. Bayan's just kind of there to be another name, and it can prevent monster destruction, which is useful, and it lets you go into Archlord, or whatever. Then we got 1 Pualu. Pualu is just basically prevents spells effects from affecting you, so Slumber, Dark Hole, Regeki. But I feel like more than 1 is too much, so we're only running 1. Moving on to the last 2 Yang Zings, we have 2 of my personal favorite Yang Zing cards outside of Jiatu is Secret. Basically, Zefrenu, when he's summoned, he gets to search a Yang Zing spell or trap card, and because of that, it lets you get your path very quickly, your creations. It's just too good. And with this, it lets you make a lot of really combo-based plays with Jiatu. Moving on to the Metalfoe part, we're running 3 Metalfoe Steelin. He's just a scale 8, and they all have the same effect of you can destroy 1 face-up card you control to set a Metalfoe spell or trap card, so it's level 2 with 0 attack. So.
And he'll be stealing the game from your opponent.
Not really, but you know. Moving on, we have 3 Silvered, or Silvered, I think is what it's called. Again, it's just another name, scale 1. It lets you do the same thing. They all have the same scale effect. It has 1700 attack, so it's a good attacking monster. Then we got 2 Gold Driver. Gold Driver is level 4. It's decent, has pretty good attack. You don't really need more than this, though. Just because these 6 right here are just more than enough for scales, but this helps with a little bit more scales, and it just, I don't know, it just feels like the levels you get from the other 2 are way better than the 4. You definitely more want the 3s and 2s because for going for synchro plays. Then we got 1 Volflame. Volflame is just kind of a big beater, kind of for the deck. It's only 24, which is not too bad. Basically just same thing, just another high scale though. So moving on to the spells, we run 3 Yang Zing Path. This card is amazing. There's no reason you shouldn't be running less than 3. You probably should be running more than 3 of this if that was legal, but you know, that's too bad. That's not how Yu-Gi-Oh works. But this card basically lets you shuffle 3 Yang Zings back into the deck to draw 2. It gives you so much advantage after making big plays with your Voxias. Then we run 2 MST. I don't feel like Twin Twister is very suitable for this deck. MST just helps you pop through some of the back row that might be an issue. Also can deal with scales when you're in the Pendulum matchup. Pendulum matchup's kind of hard. This is a Pendulum-based deck, but Perform Pals Perform Pals or Draco Pals can even be a very difficult matchup if they keep their scales up. So this is a way to try to interrupt them. Then we got 1 Regeki and 1 Dark Hole. Regeki is board wipe, same with Dark Hole, but this lets you board wipe your own board so you can get rid of unnecessary Metalfoes or even get Yang Zing effects off. So for the last spell, we're running 1 Metalfoe Fusion. You don't need more than one of this card. It recycles itself. When it's in the graveyard, you can shuffle it back into the deck to draw 1. It's really good for that. Definitely don't think you need more than 1. Moving on to the traps, we run 2 creation. Creation's amazing. Lets you get, like, no matter what card gets destroyed on your field, as long as it's a monster, you get a special summon a Yang Zing monster from your deck. This can allow for some really cool synchro plays on your opponent's turn. If they'd, like, kill one of your Metalfoes, you can activate this. Moving on, we're running 2 combination. I definitely think we're going to be bumping this card up to 3. We'll figure out what we're going to make room for it for, but this card is so good. Its regular effect is not really necessary. Basically, when you fusion summon, you get to add a, or special summon a Metalfoe with a lower level, but that's not the effect that's good about this. When this card gets sent from the field, or when this card gets sent to the graveyard, you can add a Metalfoe, Metalfoe monster from your deck to your hand, and that basically allows you to make so many really crazy plays with Boxia and allow you to pendulum summon and make so many plays with it. It's just a really good card. Moving on, until the new Yang Zing trap comes out, we're playing 2 Dark Bribe just to get, stop like Cosmojos as well, because Cosmos are kind of a huge issue with this deck sometimes. They can definitely outstall them as long as they don't have Mojo, but Mojo is a huge issue for this deck. Also, this allows just to negate like Regekis if you want to keep like a field of like really good, and also if you're making Hope Harbinger, this can also protect it from Dark Hole, so you don't have to waste this effect. Last 2 traps, we're running 1 warning and 1 Metalfoe's counter. A lot of people don't run Metalfoe's counter. I personally really like it, and so does the person who plays this deck. This card basically, when a card you control is destroyed, lets you summon a Metalfoe from your deck. So basically, it's like another, like, it's a mini creation just for 1. And then if it's in the graveyard, you can grab a scale back from your extra deck by banishing it, except for the turn it was sent there. This just basically allows you to, if your opponent destroys one of your scales, to get it back. So it's very useful for that, and then warning's warning. Moving on to the extra deck, we got, starting with the higher levels, we got 1 Mistworm. This should be a Trish. Don't have a Trish right now. 1 Chao Fang. Chao Fang is decent card. No reason not to run it. It lets you basically skill drain the field and the hand and the grave, or I think it's not the hand, just the field and the graveyard of monster effects with whatever you synchro for it. 1 Beals. Again, some decks just can't really deal with this card very well. And they have to Castell it away, which forces their Castell out super early if you can, and it's helpful. This should be a Void Ogre, honestly. 3 Boxia. Boxia, normally I'd only run 2 Boxia, but Boxia is just so good in this deck. It's super combo heavy with, there's so many plays. If like, you just, like, if you summon, you can summon 3 in 1 turn with this deck, so like, there's no reason not to run 3. And it's kind of how you make most of your plays. Then we got 1 Ignister, lets you get rid of stuff like Cosmo, big ships, and it's a good card. 1 Clearwing, it's a ghost. This is just a 7 just to go into other than Yazi and Moonlight. It helps negate like Cosmo in the Cosmo matchup. Like again, like I said, Cosmos is annoying. Yazi, if you make this with I think it's Sewanee, right? Yeah, that's Sewanee. Gives you 500 attack. It gets to 31 and it can't be targeted, so it's a Cosmo ship that's more annoying for most decks. As well, that when it dies, you summon another Yang Zing, so it's just as bad. 1 Moonlight Dragon. It can help in matchups that it can help in kind of the Monarch matchup. You can put a Monarch back in their hand, so they can't tribute summon, but it also can force them out to do it. 1 Goyo, just because we need a good 6, and Goyo is probably one of the best 6s right now, except for probably Charge Warrior if you want the draws. Moving on to the fusions, we're running 1 of each of the fusions. Basically, 2 of the fusions are just vanilla monsters with 25 and 3,000 attack, and this one, when it dies by battle or by card effect, you can destroy 1 card on the field, and it also does piercing damage to other monsters. And lastly, we're running the 1 Harbinger. Harbinger is just there to be able to deal with Monarchs and Pendulums when you can go for it first turn, or just any spells really. So, hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile.
Leave any suggestions in the comments below.